Hi, here is Denis Fugel, CPA Manitoba. Today I would like to talk to you about topic of vehicle. So many questions I have been asked in the past and today about vehicle and should the owner of the company or owner of the business should register vehicle under the company, under the business, or should it keep it separately as a private person and use it as a private person for business use. Unfortunately, I do not have a good news for you, a formula, because each type or each situation is different. And there is no hocus pocus and will manage to provide a standard answer. Yes, it's beneficial more to have a vehicle under corporation or not. It is like you're going to the tailor to tailor your suit, to make for your suit. It looks like two people similar, but actually they're not. The sizes are different. The same as a vehicle. Each situation is different. And maybe for David and Sean, David can say my situation is Sean, Sean says my situation is David, but it's not. So I'm gonna talk in general today. What is it to have vehicle under corporation? What are the benefits, liabilities, and to have it personally? The purpose of this videos, guys, is not to teach you, to provide you more information that you will have in your sleeve, in your mind, and you will be able to ask correct questions as CPAs, Chartered Professional Accountants. Okay, so let's start. Vehicle under corporation. So first of all, this is not accounting question. This is a more tax question. Why? Because CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, defines everything what we have in the tax world. For everything, they have a definition. The same as they have a definition for the vehicle. And under vehicle, we have a passenger vehicle or motor vehicle. And we need to check if your vehicle is falling under passenger vehicle or under motor vehicle. Now you're going to ask, but what's the difference between them? First of all, there is a difference between them, and there's also limitation between them. The first limitation between passenger and motor vehicle is in the passenger vehicles there is limitation of cost. And I mean, for 2024, the cost of the vehicle not exceed $37,000. It means that if you have even more expensive vehicle that you're using, and your vehicle falls under category passenger vehicle, we can only claim depreciation, amortization, only on $37,000, not more. I can give you an example. For example, my family doctor, he likes very much, I want to say he is a freak. No, he's not a freak. He likes trucks. And he purchased to himself F-150 Raptor, the latest model with all the bells and whistles all around it. Super expensive vehicle. He uses only to travel from home to work and from work to home. Now, any travel between home to work, it's not a business use of vehicle. It's a personal use. It's considered personal use according to the CRA definition. Again, everything defines CRA. So if you would like, either in a company or personally, to claim an depreciation on the vehicle, he only can claim on $37,000, not on full cost of this vehicle. This is what it means passenger vehicle against motor vehicle. On a motor vehicle, you do not have this limitation. You do not have limitation of cost. And basically you say, how do I know whether I have passenger vehicle or motor vehicle? Well, you know when you're coming to us and we having conversation. And basically we're gonna ask you all the right questions in order to understand under which definitions falls your vehicle. Moreover, CRA have actually in their website automotive provided by employer. They have steps. So you can always go to CRA website and write automotive provided by employer, and you can follow the steps, and it will provide for you an answer what type of vehicle you have. So in this case, it's very important, first of all, to know which type of vehicle you have. and how should we treat it for the tax purposes. You should remember, accounting world is different from the tax world. In accounting world, you can claim a lot of expenses, but many of these expenses actually not allowed or limited on the tax world. And some of them, for example, meals and entertainment, only 50% deductible for taxes, for tax purposes. Okay, there are some expenses that not allowable at all. For example, memberships, golf membership. This expense usually non-deductible, and we're gonna add back. Or life insurance, this expense usually not deductible unless, again, unless financial institution required it from you. But I'm talking about generally, okay? Generally, there's always exception from the general rule. So we're talking about exceptions, but in general, okay? So after we decide which type of vehicle we have, passenger or motor vehicle, we can proceed and we can advise you what kind of expenses you can have, and if there's any limitation on the cost or on under expenses. If the vehicle under company, so basically company paying for all the expenses for the vehicle. However, you should be aware that if vehicle use less than 90% of the time for business purposes, there is a taxable benefits in the hands who held the vehicle, who use the vehicle. It can be the owner, or it even can be employee, that you provide vehicle to your employee and he's basically using the vehicle. This taxable benefit need to be added on a monthly basis to the salary of the business owner or employee, and he need to pay CPP, and the taxes on this. Now you say, what happened if my bookkeeper did not add it on a monthly basis? It means that we're going to add in the end of the year, and you're going to see on T4 box with the amount, with the number, and there will be this is going to be like taxable benefit of the vehicle, and you're going to see additional income. So for example, for tax purposes, your income was $50,000, and in this special box there will be additional $10,000 for use of vehicle. Okay, this is taxable benefit. So for the tax purposes, your total income going to be 50 plus 10, $60,000, and you need to pay taxes from the $60,000, not $50,000. In this case, basically we're calculating standby charge and operating cost, operating benefit. You're gonna say, Dennis, and what if I'm not owing, if I'm leasing? If you lease the vehicle, yes, there is a ceiling, maximum that you can play, that you can not play, that you can claim, and the maximum is $1,050, $1,000, 50. This is how much lease you can claim. Also, there's a limit on interest deductibility for your lease. Okay, how much CRA saying, okay, this is you allow, whatever, if you're paying more, you're not. For example, you're leasing vehicle for $1,500, but only $1,050 you can write off. You cannot write off the rest for $50 because it's above the limit what actually CRA prescribe. If this $1,500 including also interest, so we need to split how much is the cost and how much is the interest portion, and then we can decide. Now, from the accounting point of view, you can write off as expense full $1,500. It's not a problem. However, when we're gonna prepare for your corporate tax return, then we're gonna actually go to a vehicle account, and then we're gonna check if it's follow CRA rules. Now you're gonna say, well, Dennis, are you working for the CRA or on my side? There's nothing like working for the CRA on your side. As a CPA, we have obligations, and we have rules and standards that we need to follow. Okay, our obligation is a CRA count on us that we're gonna follow tax rules, and that's what we're doing. We would like to prevent any inconvenience or any complications for our client if they're not following tax rules. So we're gonna say them ahead of time, listen, this is the rules, this is what needs to be done. If you're not gonna follow this, first, we're not gonna do that, one. And if somebody gonna do that and CRA gonna find it, you're gonna be in troubles, because it means that you deducted more expenses than allowed. And now CRA can recalculate your corporate tax return, and you're gonna need to return money back. Okay, this is the consequences that can be done. In addition to that, CRA is also required from you to keep a book, a log vehicle. These books you need to record every time that you use vehicle for business purposes. You need to record date, destination, purpose, with who you met. And this gonna be presented to the CRA. And by the way, CRA playing by the rules, because in CRA website, if you're gonna Google automobile, auto benefits, they explaining exactly what are the requirement from you as a business owner, as an employee, if you're providing to somebody, what you need to have or to keep in place in order to deduct these expenses under the vehicles. And they saying you need to have a logbooks, you need to keep all the invoices. This need to be used for business purposes, not for pleasure purposes. So if, for example, you're using the car and in your free time you're going with your family and travel, it's pleasure, it's taxable benefit. On weekends, it depends. Okay, everything depends on the designation, on the definition of the vehicle that you use and how much you use. Now, on a personal side, let's say you're self-employed, or you don't want, or not self-employed, you have a corporation and you have a vehicle, but you do not want to use your vehicle in a company using outside. Basically, you're business using your vehicle. In this case, your business owes you money because he's using assets that it's not his. And CRA have prescribed, not rate, prescribed mileage rate, let's say. For 2024, I have it on the page, it's 70 cents for the first 5,000 kilometers and 64 cents whatever is above 5,000. Plus, if you travel for the northern territories, it's add to this 4 cents. So because you use a personal vehicle, CRA is saying, okay, it can happen, no problem. We business owe you or paying you 70 cents per kilometer, and after 5,000 kilometers, 64. This 70 or 64 cents basically covering all your expenses, gas, insurance, driving license, repairs and maintenance for the vehicle. Company not paying any other penny to you except this rate. This rate including everything. And then you're going to say, whoa, 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 stop, stop, stop. So maybe it makes sense to me to transfer my vehicle to the company and company gonna pay for everything. Well, guys, maybe, I don't know. Like I said in the beginning, every situation is different. You should know and should be aware. If you're using if the vehicle under corporation, there might be a standby charge and operating benefits in your hands if the vehicle not used 90% of the time for the business purposes. Well, I know it's subjective and you can play, but no, there's a definition. And definition by the CRAs is basically limiting you, not saying you to say whatever you want. You need to be in these limits and you need to follow it. And you say, how will CRA know? They won't until they're going to review your file. And sometimes they're asking, please provide us please provide us details about this account, like professional development or travels or advertisement and promotions or vehicle. Everything can happen. Why? Sometimes they have their own reasons why. Second, you can fall in their filter and they can ask you and everything is good and clear, no problem at all. Unless you did something spooky, something fishy, and they can catch it out. And then they are basically asking whatever they ask in their website. All the log for the vehicle, all the expenses or 10 big expenses, it depends for you. So in order to you to decide whether a vehicle benefit under corporate or personal, you need to meet with your CPA. You need to tell them exactly what will be the purpose of the vehicle, what you're going to be used for. Then they can sit or we can sit and we do a calculation where is better to have a vehicle under the corporation or personally, and then company paying you. It's a calculation that need to be done, and then we can decide what will be the next step to record the vehicle. So hopefully my short video help and provide you more information now. That this is not so simple. Oh, let's record it under company and company gonna pay all of for all our expenses. No, there's a lot of variables that you need to consider, that you need to take in consideration based on definitions, based on use, and maybe even do some calculations. And then we can decide where your vehicle should be. Guys, if you have any questions or any other topics that you would like me to talk about, please write me in the comments. Also, you can always come to my website, alphabetacpa.ca. You can write me an email from there. You can call me. And in the beginning of any of my video, you have a Tumblr where you have my email, info@alphabetacpa.ca. You can write me. I'm always available and I will try to answer your questions. Have a good day. Bye bye.